This is Ignite.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Ignite Agency's 360 campaign for the Charles Rangel Infrastructure Workforce Initiative here at the City College of New York. So let's get started on our agency and our campaign. So here at Ignite, we believe in the power of staying curious. And we think that this enables us to not only think outside the box, but to bring forth the solutions that our clients need from us and more. So just to give you a quick introduction to our team, my name is Samiha, I am the project manager. I have Alicia here, who is our account lead. Valentina and Hasib are our strategy and comms planners, and Maria and Tuquan are our creatives. And we also want to recognize Charles Rangel, who is the namesake of this program. And throughout his career, he has dedicated himself to urban economic and infrastructure development. And he is very passionate about ensuring that there are educational resources available for people to reach their professional aims and be successful. And we want him to be included in this story, and we want to carry out his spirit in this campaign. So now let's get into what we heard from you. We know that the Charles Rangel Infrastructure Workforce Initiative helps young infrastructure professionals advance their careers in the industry. And we also know that the program was created back in 2022 and received a $1.5 million in federal funding. And despite the fact that the program itself is still in its infancy, we think the program has a lot of potential to be greater. And because of that, we identified a few challenges that we want to address and improve on. So the challenge that we want to address here is to significantly increase enrollment within the first 12 months of implementing this campaign, so that we could continue to foster a skilled workforce for an evolving infrastructure industry. And now we're going to be digging deeper into the current state of the infrastructure industry.
To understand the infrastructure sector and the initiative, I am going to be highlighting 4 important factors here. So the first one is that infrastructure in the whole country is not supporting the rapid growth of the population and the economy in the US. The second one here is that the government has recognized that there is a need of infrastructure to be developed. The reason why there is $1.2 trillion that have been invested over the next 10 years in the infrastructure sector in transportation, water, energy, and broadband. People are actually worried about their uncertainty and their career paths, and they're continuously seeking for career clarity and financial stability. We believe that the initiative is here to inspire new generation of workers through hands-on training to take on the challenge of rebuilding the place they call home. Now that I have mentioned these 4 important factors, I'm gonna wrap you overall. I'm gonna wrap you around this. So now we understand that the government has invested plenty of money on this sector, but what we're missing here is people. We need workers. We need somebody that is able to build up into the whole nation. Your competitive advantage is what sets you apart from your competitors, the ones that you can see here. So Reway offers a transformative journey, not only empowering student careers, but also welcoming them into a thriving community that supports their growth beyond certifications and making every step count and welcoming them into a supporting community. What also sets the initiative apart is their partnerships. They have partners such as the MTA, the New York City Board of Education, the New York State labor, and that helps a student progress in their future careers. Also, facilities is one important factor here. The initiative is located in the City College of New York, and it also helps the students to reach out to other program students as well as faculty, and also to interact a little bit more with other scholars and outsiders that could bring a lot of connections to their path. Another important thing to highlight here is funding. As we previously mentioned before, 1.5 million was invested into this program, and the initiative keeps investing their fundings into their students. So, the audience. Since there is a large investment being made on the students, let me tell you who these people are. We have named our audience potential infrastructure professionals. They are young Gen Zs, and they're older Gen Zs and younger millennials. They have experienced life a little bit more. They understand they have gone through unemployment. They have gone through the uncertainties of life. They have experienced some disappointments already. So that's the reason behind us choosing this. They have concerns about their ability of navigating the world professionally. They feel insecure about their career path. They also lack guidance and career advancement. But regarding all these hardships, they're also engaging in the community. They engage in ethnic organizations in their neighborhoods. They're looking for career opportunities to enhance their skills, and they're also looking to connect for better career opportunities. Now that you know who our potential infrastructure professionals are, I'm gonna walk you through our audience personas. Here we have Delonte Jefferson and Alexandra Perez. Delonte is a 23-year-old. He's recently unemployed. He only holds a high school diploma. He lives with his mom and 2 siblings, but unfortunately, he's the only income earner in his household. He's afraid of not being prepared for the challenges of adulthood and the career uncertainties that life brings. But despite all these challenges, he's actually actively seeking to develop his hard skills in finding the right employment path. In this side, we have Alexandra Perez. She's 33 years old. She's currently unemployed. She's been unemployed. She has a high school diploma. She's a single mother of twins, and she also supports her mother in the city of New York. She's bilingual, but she's committed to her community. She's frustrated by the challenges of finding a clear path amidst the uncertainties of her adult life. But despite all these difficulties, she's on the mission to learn hard skills and join the workforce to obtain a prosperous career.
So, how did we get there? We conducted research, 259 people, national. So, as you can see on the board, we have 63% 18 to 34, 30% male, 70% female, 77% household income less than 60,000, and then 70% non-degree. At Ignite Agency, we're fueled by curiosity. So we want to know what are our audiences thinking? What's their perception of infrastructure? So we're going to dive deep into that research. As you can see on the board at WordWeb, unknown. Our audience does not know what infrastructure is. Who is infrastructure? What does that mean for us? So, as you can see again on the word board, buildings, unknown, maybe connection, is it architecture? They don't know what infrastructure is. So we want to understand why they don't know that. 16% of the respondents says trade school was not an option. It wasn't presented to them in high school. So if I'm trying to pitch to this individual, hey, why not learn more about infrastructure? It begins with high school, and they're not being made aware of it. On top of that, they're fueled by money. They want money, they want support. Look at the economy. If you're not talking money, then they're not listening to you. I want more money in my pocket. I have to feed my children. I live at home with my mom. So how can I relate this to infrastructure? Last but not least, Gen Z community, they focus on the power of building the future. That's something that they believe in. So it's interesting that Gen Zers, although they're fueled by money, they still care about their community. How can I build a better future for myself, but not only that, but for my community? So, going into the last part of our research, we conducted 5 in-depth interviews. We want to know more, we want to dig a little bit deeper. And 3 things that were common that reflected also in our survey. They want guidance, they don't have that. On top of that, they want someone that can help them find a better job with benefits. And last but not least, they care about community.
So from this, what we gleaned is that ultimately, where people come from is a central part of their identity, and there's a desire to build themselves up and give back to the community that they're from. Where people come from is such an integral part of how they identify. It's the same reason why someone from South Carolina might still tell you, I'm from Harlem. They don't say they're from New York, they say they're from Harlem, because it's that impactful, and they carry that with them no matter where they go. And so what we wanted to hyper-focus on in this campaign was the idea of community, how that affects the individual, and how that individual can give back to it in the same coin. So we here are really trying to get at that little fine point inside of our audience, that little spark that's going to make them ultimately enroll, be curious about infrastructure, and want to do something, get off their couch, and actually impact the things and people that they engage with every single day. And so with that, we believed that there was a very big need to have a very big brand to lead this charge.
Thank you so much. So, as Alyssa stated, change starts with you. So, introducing the new Charles B. Rangel Infrastructure Workforce Initiative, also known as REWE. So, what are we? We are a bold program. We want to be bold for our people, not just to empower them, but to give them the ability to transform not just themselves, but also their communities, their homes, their very cities. And so, part of our rebrand is our logo, which, as you can see here, our primary, simple, succinct, and to the point. So our logos will be used, our primaries will be used for any prints that you will see very shortly, any medias, and our secondary, which we are still the Charles B. Rangel Infrastructure Workforce Initiative. Don't get that wrong, that's not changing. But we want this to be for our official student, documentations, any newsletters, and all that jazz. And as you can see here, we have 3 colors. Interesting. Our first color, purple, obviously, our unique collaboration with the City College of New York. We will never forget that, and we will always be with that. At the same time, our orange, our bold orange, so we can have a new, bolder identity for ourselves, and our fluid grayish lavender, our secondary, which lets us go with the flow. Just as infrastructure goes with the flow, so are we. And now, our vision, mission, and objective, we want to be for the people. We want to help them rebuild their communities. After all, like I said before, change starts with yourself, and we want to give you the empowerment to do that. So yeah, no.
So, driving from our research, we found one thing very important that became essential for our campaign, and that is people want to build something that they can give back to their communities that they love. So we thought, what better way can we do that? And REWE will provide the tools for them to do just that, and we want to ultimately empower them to do so. So we're going to get into some print ads that we have created for this campaign, and my lovely partner, Maria, will explain the campaign. But first, we will get into our rebranding, which is, the name of our campaign is BUILD, which is build yourself, build your community, and build your city. So now we're gonna get into the print ads.
Thank you. And we have our print ads right here, which we can show. So, yes. So obviously, this isn't your normal infrastructure school poster, right? Like you would see this in like, I don't know, 57th Street, like looks like Euphoria, honestly, but hey, that's how we catch people. Something different, something that is plain to the point. A city isn't built alone, and neither are you. So, develop your skills today with Riwi at City College. And where are we gonna put this? We're gonna meet our Gen Z audience, we're gonna meet our millennial audience where they are. Subways, near the subways, where they walk to and from home. Think Harlem, Jackson Heights, Inwood, Washington Heights, all those areas. We will be using a method known as wheat pasting, which, if you haven't seen it, is all over the city, you've seen it. It's adhesive made of wheat and flour and water. So innovative, right? So are we. And so, our time.
So for our timepiece, we really essentially wanted to emphasize and celebrate our New York residents and that one attribute that they have and possess that separates them from the rest, which is the ability to create. And when I say create, I'm not only referring to art, because we know New York City is home of art, home of creatives, that hustle and bustle lifestyle. But when I say create, I'm really referring to the ability to create success, stability, and a future for themselves and their families. And I really, I look at New Yorkers that have that, that possess that, and I admire them. So for the most part, we're gonna just play our timepiece.
Here, you can make anything. You create, you build from scratch,